But you know what? It could always be worse, guys. And actually, looking at our neighbors to the north in Canada is the perfect example of this. Canada right now is facing one of the strongest economic crises in its modern history. And it's kind of similar to America. On paper, Canadians have never been richer, but yet financially, many of them have never felt worse off than they do today. And if you look strictly at the economic charts, Canada doesn't look like a country in crisis, especially when just looking at the household wealth is up 50% since before the pandemic. But we know that prices are up at least that much, probably even more over there, and that's why it doesn't matter. Canadians are actually reporting the worst financial mood in decades, and surveys from the Bank of Canada point to a country drowning in pessimism right now. And they're having the same problem over there. It's that prices went up and they never came back down. Here's just a few examples of prices in Canada. Coffee has gone up 77% over the past 5 years. Beef prices have gone up 59%. Eggs have gone up 41%. Mortgage interest has gone up 55%. Home insurance has gone up 45%. And rent has gone up 32%. And so who cares if household wealth is 50% higher, because a lot of these numbers are beyond 50% higher. Just like taking one step forward and two steps back, guys. Just like the US, the damage is already done. Food banks are having a hard time in Canada keeping up with the demand, and younger Canadians are completely locked out of milestones in life like owning a house. One major survey actually found that 3 in 10 Canadians are being forced into heat or eat decisions, meaning that they have to decide whether they want to eat today or turn on the heat in their house. I mean, that's horrible, guys. 30% of Canadians experiencing this. For a rich first world country, that's just awful. And Canada didn't have a lot of inflation for like 2 decades. And then all of a sudden, 2021 came around, and all of these central banks across the world had the same bright idea, printing money that they don't have, and they all ended up with the same result: unaffordable cost of living. Literally, survey after survey in Canada shows the same top complaint: high prices for goods and services. Not job loss, not the stock market, not interest rates, just prices. Everything is too expensive and nothing feels like it's ever going to go back to normal. The funny thing is, here's what the experts have to say. They say that inflation and the problems that it's causing right now is actually worse than a recession. And that's why a lot of people keep saying, like, this isn't a recession, this is a depression. Because recessions, you can get through. There's tough times, there's higher unemployment, the job market is tough, but at least people can keep up with the cost of living. But now we're living through a situation where all of those things are problems all at once. You can see in this chart right here that consumer sentiment in Canada has been falling off a cliff really since the pandemic. And like I just said, inflation is becoming the core of the political discussion, not just in America, but also in Canada. But all of these guys are full of lies, because nothing that they're actually going to do is going to solve the affordability crisis.